Hi, YouTube fam. This is Tarsha, and you've reached Healing with Tarsha. So, I've had this topic on my mind for a while. I've just been trying to figure out how to approach it. Trying to figure out what I really want to say, what I don't want to say, and then I kind of was like, "F it." It's my story, it's my truth. Why not just put it out there? Because somebody will probably relate. A lot of people will probably relate. This will actually end up being probably a series, so it'll probably be, I would say, at least 2, 3, maybe 4 parts. Could be more. But the issue that we're going to talk about today, or the subject topic, I'm just going to say daddy daughter issues. Let me repeat that again. Daddy daughter issues. Okay. So most people that know me, most people that are around me, they know that there's 6 of us. There's 6 of us. My mom and my dad, they had 6 kids. 3 girls, 3 boys. So our mom died when we were all young. I was 4. Don't remember much because I was only 4. So our dad had us, and he raised us with a lot of help. I would say that. He didn't do it on his own. It was with a lot of help from family members from his side and my mom's side. But my problem, or my issue that I'm speaking of today, is, so every girl, even if you don't want to admit it, even if you don't even think about it anymore, if you just sit back, take a moment and think about it, every girl wants to be that princess. You want to be treated like the princess in your dad's life, and you want to feel like, hey, I got my dad wrapped around my finger. He'll do anything for me. Da 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 da. I can honestly say that it used to bother me. In the beginning, it used to bother me as early as just a few years back, but it don't bother me now, because I literally had to go through a transformation. I had to go through a point where I was like, so if I keep allowing it to bother me, or I keep trying to change something or trying to control something that I just can't control, then I'm the only one that's hurting. When a person doesn't realize what they're doing to you, and you're the only one that realizes it, then you're the only one that's hurting. Even if they do realize it, most of them are not even mature enough to admit that they're doing that. They're in denial of it. Either way, I decided that instead of waiting around for my dad to come around and to be the dad that I needed him to be, that I would just move on. I don't need an apology. I don't need an explanation. I don't need anything at this point other than my own happiness. And my happiness means that I need to be okay with the fact that that relationship might not ever be fixed. It might not ever be mended. And I'm okay with that. I'm seriously okay with that. I mean, I have 6 kids. I have 2 girls. And I have 4 boys. So I have to make sure that my 2 girls are building the relationship that they need to build with their dad. And then I need to also make sure that my 4 boys are also learning how to be men, and also learning how to eventually be fathers to their boys or their girls, and then to show them and to be that role model. So I need to make sure that I'm taking care of that. I can't worry about fixing somebody else who's already an adult and grown, and who already should have figured this thing out. this thing called life, or figured out how to be a parent, or figured out that even if you didn't make all the choices or the right choices as a parent, that you can come back later on and say, hey, I made these mistakes. Hey, I'm sorry. It didn't work this way, or I'm sorry that, your life wasn't as stable as it should have been. I'm okay with not waiting for that. So the point of this video is just for all of us little girls, because essentially we're still all little girls. If you want to think about it, we can be grown, but when we get around our dads, the ones that really truly instilled in us and let us, they made their girls feel like, yeah, you are my princess. You'll always be my princess. It don't matter who you marry, who you get with, how many kids you have. You're going to still be my little girl every day of the week. Period. So just to all the little girls that are still out there, and they have those supportive dads, and they have those dads that also showed them how a man should treat them. They were the ones that she should have loved the first time, and they should have felt the most safe and secure with their dad first before they even went out into a relationship with a man. Period. That's another thing that we need to talk about. The daddy-daughter issues. We need to talk about the dads and how they don't realize that, oh, I have a daughter, and no, ain't nobody gonna do nothing to her, and oh, she ain't gonna be out here running around in the streets and messing around with this boy and that boy and that boy. But that's not the only thing that you need to be protecting them from. You need to also be protecting them from the world, or protecting them from not just the boys out here wanting to mess with them. You need to be preparing them and protecting them from the guys or their eventual husband, who also might not know how to be a man. His mom and his dad might not have shown him how to be a man, or how he's supposed to treat a woman. And a lot of these households are raised by a single mom. The dads are there, or they might not be there, or they might be within the general area, like within a 15-20 mile radius, which means you still should be able to be a part of that girl's life, or that guy, or that boy's life, but mostly your girl's life, so that you can show her, even though I'm not with your mom, I'm still here for you. I'm still here to show you this is how you're supposed to be treated. And if you ain't treated like that way, you need to go. You need to go, period. You need to get out of that relationship and find you another one, because there's somebody out there that'll love you, and there's somebody else out there that'll treat you the way that you need to be treated. So let me make it clear, because this is my YouTube channel. It is about healing. And then I want people, just my subscribers, or anybody who's listening in, even if you're not a subscriber and you're listening in, I do want people to be able to listen to the video, to be able to understand what I'm saying. And then I also want you to be able to feel what I'm saying. And I want you to be able to relate. And if you can't, maybe you could pass the video on to somebody else and share it so that they can relate to it. Because the whole point of this channel is basically to heal. And you can't heal until you identify what your issues are. You can't heal until you realize what's holding you back, or what you're not admitting to, or what you're not realizing is still hurting you, or still hindering you from being able to move on. So the purpose of the channel is really to help you heal. It's really to help you recognize some areas that you may have in your life that needs to be changed, or areas that you have in your life that needs to be addressed. You can address it, But you also need to understand that just by you addressing it doesn't mean that it's going to make it change. It could make it worse, but you also need to know that you do have a choice. The choice is always yours. I don't have any problems at all. And most of the people that know me, I don't have any problems at all cutting people off. And I know that's a blunt ass word, but that's exactly how I say it. I don't have any problems at all cutting anybody out my life. Period. Because my whole thing is, if you're not bringing any value, and it's not about monetary value, but if I'm not having a positive experience with you in any type of way at this point in my life, if I'm not having a positive experience with you, then you cannot be in my life. I will not deal with you. Period. So this video is not to bash anybody. It's not to make anybody feel bad. It's not to make my dad feel bad. It's not to make him come running or, oh my God, let me address, because I know that's not going to happen. It's simply for me to put my story out there so that somebody else resonates with it, and so that it may help some other little girl out there who's still having problems, having issues, or still struggling. And another segment, I'm just talking about just the dads that were in your daughter's life. I'll come back in again later on, and we'll have another segment on the dads that are not there. I can't talk too much. I can just go on by what I hear from other girls, other women in their situations. But what I do know is, whether you're there or not, you have to understand that not having that father figure for a girl really creates major issues down the line when it comes to being in relationships, and then also when it comes to having their daughter and how they're supposed to teach her and how they're supposed to show her. Because everybody's not mature enough to realize it. Everybody's not mature enough to recognize it. And that's the reason why I made this channel, because even if you're not mature enough, or even if you're not brave enough to say, or to look at it, or to realize it, or to reflect on, hey, could this be because of this, or could this be because of that? You just have to take that moment to sit back. I hope this video will make somebody just sit back, take a moment, think about your life, think about the relationships that you've had with the men in your life, and take it all the way back to your teenage years, because a lot of us started young. I did. Take it back to your teenage years and just think about what was going on. Was your dad there? Was he paying attention? And then kudos to all those little girls out there who had a dad who is number one and who will literally bend over backwards for his daughters. Kudos to you. I am so happy that you got to experience that. And hopefully you could chime in and comment and help somebody else. And I definitely hope that you definitely have a daughter that you can relate, and that you make sure that you picked a man that was like your dad, so that your daughters can experience having a wonderful dad like you did. So I don't want to discredit the ones that did have dads out there, but your testimony, your comments can also help someone just understand and to also heal. All right. So again, you've reached Healing with Tarsha, and I know some people are going to feel some type of way about it, but I really don't care. In all honesty, I really don't care. This ain't about nobody else but me, and it's also about those who needed to hear this. And it's also about those who may need just a little bit of help, or someone who just needs someone to talk to work through whatever it is that they have going on. Also, I just thought about it before I get off. Let me just take you, like, I literally have been dealing with this for a long while, and it's taken a lot. It took a lot. It literally took a lot. Like, I'm 40 years old, and it took me to get to the age of 40 to realize that it's not about me. It was never about me. I just have to accept the fact and make the change so that I don't keep having something holding over me, or something that I can't heal. That inner child who felt like they were abandoned and felt like they were left, literally abandoned and left. That inner child will heal from this. I haven't healed completely, but I'm definitely in a better place than I was. I would say a year or so ago. Definitely in a better place. And I don't have any qualms about it. I don't feel any type of way about it at all. It feels good to cut out people in your life who may never change, and who every time that interaction is negative, that's not what you need. That's not what you do. That's not what you need, because when it's negative, it's pulling your energy, and then it leaves you in a stagnant, messed up, negative state after you have communication or contact with them. That's not the way it's supposed to be. That's not what it's supposed to be with anybody. If you have people that come around you and they leave you that way, that's not the way it's supposed to be. Those people need to be cut off. Period. They need to be cut out like a goddamn tumor and dissected and thrown the fuck away. Period. So we're going on we're at almost 18 minutes, and I didn't even expect it to be this long. I was only going to do about 10 or 15 minutes. But I felt like it needed to be said. I got to put it out there. I'll come back again with another 2, 3, 4 parts to this. Just other daddy-daughter issues and things that need to be addressed. And please, don't think for one second that I'm not going to talk about mothers not being there also, and how they need to be also raising their daughters and raising their sons, and everything that they need to be doing. But I'm just touching on this one daddy-daughter issue that definitely needs to be talked about. It definitely needs to be heard, and it can help everybody in any capacity, whether you had your dad there, didn't have your dad there, and you know somebody who didn't, and then also for your future kids or the kids that you currently have. Please believe me, this video will help everyone who listens to it. Okay? You've reached Healing with Tarsha. I hope this video will definitely help you just take a moment, reflect on your life, reflect on your past, and also give you a chance to evaluate the people that are in your life, and to figure out whether or not you need to start putting you first, and putting some positivity in your life. Okay? Remember that I love everybody. I really do. I love everybody, and even the ones that have wronged me or said things about me. You don't know me, so I'm still gonna love you, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. Peace.